Hello everybody, I hope you're having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about the special spawn that just came out that I really wish wasn't here, because this armor, they really like to hook people. They really do, and it's sort of really annoying because I know I've been really wanting to save for the collab, but they overdid my want for the collab with this one. If I had 300 gems, this spawn would take it away. I hate when a team does this because they really set me up. Like, I'm really looking forward to saving and all this stuff, and then they throw something at you you cannot resist to actually spawn. And this is one of the things I cannot resist to actually spawn, because this gear is actually going to be better than the collab gear. In fact, it is the best player versus player gear that you can actually get in the game. So this stuff is meta. Actually, this gear right here, all this feature gear you're looking at, is beta. On top of it, you have something to replace your ability. So I lose 300 gems doing this spawn right here. All the other spawns are not worth it, because the collab, the only thing that's higher than 33 cost in these spawns offer a cost 28 SSR. And so if you are fortunate to UR or ultra rare, it's going to be 33 cost. Everything in here except for the new gear, the stuff up top, is 33 cost or lower. So pretty much what they're saying is for 20 more gems, because the collab is 30 gems, you're guaranteed a lower cost than you are in the collab. So if you're free to play, at all, if you don't have, gems don't grow on trees for you, or money doesn't grow on trees for you, or you're not super well, and you don't need this stuff because it's pretty much going to be 33 cost, not worth it. I mean, if you're super well, I would recommend every spawn in here except for the last 3. But if you're not super well, if you're a baby whale, if you're a semi whale, I would only really recommend the top one. I wouldn't even recommend the bottom one, because again, the collab, I'm not sure if the collab thinks this is going to have 35 cost weapons and 36 cost armors. If they don't, I'd be upset, but they will at least have 34 cost weapons and 35 cost armors guaranteed. So in other words, you're getting more cost from the collab guaranteed for 20 gems less than this one. It's going to be 30 gems for the collab, guaranteeing a 24 cost armor piece, not armor piece, but weapon, or a 20 or 30. My bad. Let me say that again. It's going to be 30 gems for a 34 cost weapon and a 35 cost armor guaranteed. So not worth it. It's pretty much going to be the same price for this, except you're guaranteed something that's 34 or 35 cost. Hopefully 35 or 36 cost. But anyways, going on from here, this stuff, the reason this stuff is made is because of its ability, the art ofs. The art ofs are the strongest, not the strongest, but the best skill. They're not the strongest, but they're the best skill you can have in the game, at least player versus player wise. Player versus enemy, they are still very useful, and I would say they probably be in the top 20 skills or top 15 skills. I'm not sure exactly top 10, but they're at least in the top 15 skills for player versus enemy as well. So regardless of what you use this on, it will always be useful, especially player versus player. Whether you're doing Coliseum, guild battles, or 1v1s, this stuff will be very, very useful. Chance to massively increase critical hit rate when using an ability and fill your use and gouge by 3. Now, the previous one was a lot better, the Art of Attack, because Art of Attack pretty much allowed you, it pretty much increases your either magic or physical damage depending on your weapon and class, and fills your use and gouge by 3. Obviously it's by chance as well. The reason I'm saying this is because this one increases critical hit rate, so when you you have a chance to practice, and when you practice, you have another chance to do more damage. While when you use the other one, that's 33 cost with the Art of Attack, once you have that chance to proc it, you only have to go through 1 rate of RNG. You have to go through 2 of rates of RNG from this rate if you want to do more damage. Not this rate, but this skill if you want to do more damage. While the other one, if it procs, you're doing more damage. If this one procs, you might do more damage. You're not guaranteed to do more damage. after this one procs, you're gonna have to hope your critical rate procs. And honestly, besides being a Lancer and using like moves and stuff, or maybe using like monsters, I don't really know of any like solid way for you to increase your critical hit rates. And I don't even know if you have a base. I don't even know where the base is at for critical hit rates, so it's not exactly the most helpful to actually use. But still, regardless, it fills the Unison gauge up by 3, so it's still a really good weapon, and I would recommend getting it. It's 35 cost, so even if the skill doesn't help out as much, you're getting a lot more attack on this one, or magic attack, or whatever you need to do to perform better with your moves than you are the other skills. So not the other skill, but the other weapons, the 33 cost weapons. So keep that in mind. But if you're low on cost, perhaps say it'd be best to get the 33 cost weapons, because they do have a better skill for DPS regardless of whether they have lower costs. But anyways, going on from there, the armors as well. The armors, instead of physical damage, art of physical damage down, it's art of magic damage down. Now, a chance to massively reduce magic damage taken and fill the Unison gauge by 5. Best skills in the games. If you're wondering, if you ever been to Coliseum, or perhaps you were one of those people who watch the grand tournaments, you've seen how fast Simplicity gets Unison, their guild. You've seen how fast Zero gets Unison, their guild. You've seen how fast most of these top tier guilds get their Unison, right? Whether it's Coliseum or you're watching the Grand Tourney, this is their secret sauce. This stuff right here is the secret recipe. And this is why all these other guilds that you've been looking at get their Unison fast as possible, like almost ASAP. And almost instantly, is because they have probably loads of this stuff on here. So their Unison gauge just straight up feels like no other. Like almost instant. I'm not going to say almost instantly, but it's kind of like almost instantly. And that's why these guilds get their Unison quickly. And when you get your Unison quickly, if you go first, that means you have the advantage. And if you have the advantage, you are more likely to win. Because Unison makes the world go around, whether you're playing player versus enemy or player versus player. So this stuff is extremely helpful to have, and it will definitely do a lot. But again, if you're doing this, if you're a baby whale, a semi whale, or less, or something like that, I would really only recommend this spawn. But that's if you have enough for the collab. You could do it 3 times, so that's 300 gems in total. It's definitely worth it in my perspective, because if they come out with this in the treasure spawn, and if they don't have it guaranteed under the feature gear, like if you get the jackpot and you're not guaranteed at least these feature gears, they're gonna have medals. Medals are a pain. You're gonna have to spawn 1 to 5 times to actually get a jackpot, and then you have to spawn another 1 to 5 times to get a jackpot. And that's if they make it 2k medals. If they make it 3k medals, you're gonna have to spawn another 1 to 5 times to get the jackpot. And honestly, by that time, I would highly believe you would way past the 100 gem mark just to get a piece of this armor. So this stuff right here, the deal they have going, yes, it's random. You're not guaranteed one of these gear pieces like the one you want. You are guaranteed definitely one of these gear pieces right here to this 100 gem spawn, but you're not guaranteed the one you want. Honestly, if I were to spawn, I wouldn't mind getting anything except for the relic and gun, because I will be using soldier, I will be using Lancer, and I will be using Mage. And the armors, you can't go wrong with the armors, because the armors can go for any class. So that's pretty much the breakdown. That's pretty much what I gotta say. And as far as recommendation, because this stuff definitely is meta, by far, no questions asked. Now, if you're a super well, I'm not sure if I said this before, you could definitely go for this stuff, because this stuff will have a chance to drop this, all the feature gear in here. If you're a semi whale or baby whale, don't worry about it. The lower the cost, the more rates that it will have, considering that they have a couple 33 cost stuff, like 33 cost weapons, while on the other hand they only have, well, maybe a couple 33 cost armors on top of it. Let's say, for example, they probably have like 4, 5, while they only have 2 of these, and on top of their higher cost, so they have less rates. Don't even worry about it. I would recommend saving up the collab. Collab's a lot more cheaper, so it's a lot more efficient, and you're probably going to get more gear score off the collab, regardless of whether the stuff is better for you or not. With that being said, I hope this helped out, and I will see you in the next video. This is the AzureWrath. I'm out. Peace.